Thank you for letting me speak today on the budget. Thank you, Rijiju ji, for your comments. I appreciate them. Some time back, Rijiju ji asked me, how do I keep fit? You recall that? And I mentioned to him that I do jiu-jitsu, I do martial arts. And lots of people now in India, youngsters do martial arts. MMA is becoming very popular. Judo is there, jiu-jitsu is there, many different types of martial arts. And जो martial art की जो foundation होती है स्पीकर सर, वो ग्रिप से शुरू होती है. जब हम शुरुआत करते हैं, हम ओपोनेंट पर ग्रिप लेते हैं, ग्रिप लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. ग्रिप नहीं होती है तो कुछ नहीं होता है.
ये तो अच्छी बात कह रहे हैं, लेकिन
बोले तो नहीं है
इसको अच्छी बात कह रहे हैं. हम उनको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. हम उनको
सर थोड़ा
डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं.
सर
अरे आप बोलने दीजिए, आप उनको बोलने दीजिए. मैं चेयर पे हूँ. मैंने कहा आप अच्छी बात कह रहे हैं, इसको राष्ट्रपति
सर थोड़ा क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम, थोड़ा सा क्रिएटिव फ्रीडम तो दे दीजिए.
प्लीज.
तो शुरुआत ग्रिप से होती है सर, और लक्ष्य होता है कि ग्रिप के एकदम आने के बाद चोक में जाए, कि पहले ग्रिप ली, दूसरी ग्रिप ली और फिर एकदम चोक में जाए. चोक में गए और पकड़ लिया, और चोक का फोकस गला होता है. तो हम बजट की बात कर रहे हैं थोड़ा, तो फोकस बजट पे ही बात हो रही है. आ रहा हूं. तो
अरे राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पे नहीं बोले थे, वो बात भी बोल ले रहे हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
थैंक यू. तो पूरा फोकस ग्रिप पे होता है. ग्रिप से लड़ाई शुरू होती है और ग्रिप से हम चौक में जाते हैं. सर करते हुए जब आदमी के हाथ में चोक आ जाता है, ग्रैपलिंग में जो ओपोनेंट होता है उसकी आंख में दिख जाता है कि बात समझ आ जाती है कि अब मैंने इसको पकड़ लिया है. और होता क्या है सर, वो रेजिस्ट करता है. पहले 2-3 बार ऐसे रेजिस्ट करता है और फिर उसको भी पता लग जाता है कि मैं गया, और फिर वो वहां पे बात खत्म हो जाती है और फिर वो सरेंडर करके ऐसे टैप कर देता है. सर ये सेंटर पीस है सर मार्शल आर्ट्स का. ग्रिप से चोक और चोक से टैप. और ये आप किसी भी एमएमए वाले से पूछ लो, किसी भी जूडो वाले से पूछ लो, काम ग्रिप से शुरू होता है. सर ग्रिप राजनीति में होती है सर, ग्रिप बिजनेस में होती है, पॉलिटिक्स में होती है. सर जुजित्सु में ग्रिप दिखता है हाथ कहां है, चोक कैसे लग रहा है. सर राजनीति में नहीं दिखती. कहां किसने ग्रिप ले रखी है, चोक कहां लग रहा है, वो दिखता नहीं है सर, छुपा रहता है. तो दैट इज द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. सर I was looking at the economic survey, and 2 points I found there, solid points, profound points that I liked. First point, that we are living in a world of intensifying geopolitical conflict. मतलब जो पुराना सिस्टम था, यूएस बेस्ड सिस्टम था, डॉलर बेस्ड सिस्टम था, यूनिपोलर जो सुपर पावर था, उस सिस्टम को चैलेंज किया जा रहा है. द डोमिनेंस ऑफ द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स is being challenged by the Chinese, by the Russians, by other forces. And the second thing, also profound thing, that we are living in a world of energy and finance weaponization. मतलब एनर्जी को और फाइनेंस को हथियार बना दिया गया है. Main thing they are saying here is that we are moving from a world of stability to a world of instability. Prime Minister stated and NSA stated, shockingly, some time back, that the era of war is over. In fact, we are moving into the era of war. And you can see, war is there in Ukraine, war was there in Gaza, war is there in the Middle East, threat of war is there in Iran, we had Operation Sindoor. So we are moving into a world of instability. The dollar is being challenged. The central game, as my friends on the other side understand, is the dollar is being challenged. US supremacy is being challenged. We are moving from a world of one superpower to some new world that really we can't predict. Maybe two superpowers, maybe multiple powers. And it's an unstable world. And that is what you have said in your economic survey, and I agree with it, 100%. At the center of this fight is the concept of AI. Everybody says that we are moving into the era of AI. And I'd like to warn the government that AI is going to have many, many consequences. One consequence of AI is going to be that something that we relied on, the Congress Party and the UPA built, the entire Indian IT industry, companies like Infosys, companies that are at the forefront of information technology are going to struggle. They're going to be challenged. The idea of becoming a software engineer, which is a very popular idea in India, going to be challenged. Lots of our software engineers are going to be replaced by AI. So why I'm saying this is we're moving into a turbulent world, dangerous world. Now, when you move into a dangerous world, what is the first thing that you have to understand? The first thing you have to understand is what are your strengths as a person and as a nation. So I'd like to say to the House here what I think are the strengths of our great country. And I would say that the central strength is our people. 1.4 billion people, brilliant, energetic, dynamic, who can challenge anybody in the world. Biggest strength. But it's not only the people. Because in the 21st century, a very interesting thing has happened. People create data. So we have the biggest data pool on the planet. 1.4 billion people means massive amount of data is being generated in India, and data is wealth. Everybody talks about AI. But talking about AI is like talking about the internal combustion engine without talking about petrol. The petrol for AI is data. So let me repeat that. The petrol for AI is data. Meaning if you have AI and you don't have data, you have nothing. If you have AI and you don't have data, you have nothing. Now, which are the two biggest pools of data on the planet? The Indian pool of data and the Chinese pool of data. They also have 1.4 billion people. We have bigger population than them. We allow more freedom. We allow our people to do more dynamic things. So we have, in fact, more interesting data. What's the second strength? The second strength, and what do you need in difficult times? You need food. Who produces our food? Our kisans produce our food. Our laborers produce our food. This is what gives us strength. This is what allows that data to be produced. This is what allows that brilliance to be generated. And we fought for food security. Food is abundant today. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, what do you need to run a modern country? You need energy. You need fuel, you need petrol. So these are the three things that need to be protected in turbulent times. Our people and our data, our food supply, the ability to produce food, and our energy system. Now, what's interesting to me is that the budget recognizes these things. The budget recognizes that we are going into a dangerous time, intensifying geopolitical conflict. The budget recognizes that energy and finance are being weaponized all across the world. Dollar is being weaponized, dollar is weakening in value, gold, silver prices are going up. Everybody can see this. But there is nothing in the budget. There's absolutely nothing in the budget that looks into these two issues. There is nothing in the budget about energy and finance weaponization. There is nothing in the budget about the intensifying geopolitical conflicts and what we are going to do about it. The budget just reads like any of their budgets. Right? And budget is something, of course, that comes once a year. But in parallel to the budget, something new has happened. The US deal. We have made a deal with the United States. Now, one thing I'd like to make very clear, and this is something that is not well understood. In a contest between the United States and China, the single most valuable asset is Indian data. If the Americans want to remain a superpower, please understand what I'm saying. It is very profound what I'm saying. If the Americans want to remain a superpower, and if the Americans want to protect their dollar, the key to that is Indian data. Why? Because the Chinese have a data pool of 1.4 billion people. And you can take European data, you can take African data, you can take American data, add it all up. It does not compete with Chinese data. So the real fight that is taking place, I'm saying what is our strength? I'm saying if India is going to go to the table, then what do we put on the table? What do we say? Listen, this is what we put on the table. And what we put on the table, it's beautiful. What we put on the table is our people. Their wisdom, what they do, their likes, dislikes, their imagination, their fear. This suddenly in the 21st century has got value. In the 20th century, it had no value. I remember so many people saying that population is a weight, population is a disaster. No, population is the biggest asset you can have. It's a strength. But it's only a strength if you recognize that data is important. Now, what is surprising to me? What happened in the deal? If the India alliance was negotiating with President Trump, I will tell you what we would say. The first thing we would say is, President Trump, the most important thing in this equation is Indian data. You want to protect your dollar? You want to protect your dollar? We are your friends. We appreciate you. We want to help you protect your dollar. But please remember that if you want to protect your dollar, the biggest asset that can protect your dollar is lying with the Indian people. First thing. Second thing we would say, President Trump, if you want access to this data, then please understand that you are going to talk to us as an equal. You are not going to talk to us as if we are your servants. Second thing we would say is, Mr. Trump, please understand that our energy security is our energy security. And no matter what happens, we are going to protect our energy security. And the third thing we would say is, President Trump, we understand that you have a voter base, agricultural voter base. We understand that you need to protect your farmers, but we will also protect our farmers. But the main thing I'm saying is that an India Alliance government would go there and say, data is our biggest strength. Now let us talk. Meaning we would go there as equals. We would not be made equal to Pakistan. And if President Trump decided that Pakistan army chief is going to have breakfast with him, then we would have something to say about that. Now, what has happened? You've done a trade deal. It's small. It's written small in the back. Now, let me tell you what is written about data. Our most valuable asset, the thing that is going to transform India in the 21st century, the thing that is going to make us a superpower in the 21st century. This is what the Modi government has done with our data. Number one, we give up control over our digital trade rules. Number two, there is no need for data localization. Number three, free data flow to the United States. Number four, limit on digital tax. Number five, no need to disclose any source code. The finance minister is smiling. She likes to smile. She likes to smile a lot. 20-year free tax holiday to anybody who wants it, to the big tax companies. This is what you've done on data. Second, no, I'll come to that, brother. Second, what have you done on tariffs? At the beginning, %3 was the average. 3% was the average. It has now gone up to 18%. A 6% increase. 6x increase. Sorry, thank you. US imports to go up from $46 billion. You're talking about our budget. US imports to go up from $46 billion to $146 billion. I mean, this is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. And they have no commitment to us. We have a commitment to them. We are going to add $100 billion a year to your imports, and no commitment to us. We're just standing there like fools. And our tariff has gone up from 3% to 18%, and theirs has come down from 16 to 0. Now, I understand that the people across the aisle here want to protect our country. I understand the people across the aisle here value our data. I believe they understand that India's biggest asset is its people, and as a result, its data. I know that. I do not believe for 1 second that the Prime Minister does not understand this. Next, textiles. I visited a Gurgaon factory recently, and I asked them what's going on. They said, we are finished as a result of the tariffs. Now what have you done? You have, the United States has reduced Bangladesh's tariff to zero. And our tariff is 18%. What do you expect our textile people to do? They're dead. They're finished. The entire textile industry is gone because their competitor is Bangladesh. If Bangladesh imports US cotton, they have 0% duty. Finished. Textile industry gone. Let's talk about energy. What we need for the data, what we need for our food, what we have fought for. Energy security, gone. Now the United States will decide who we buy oil from.
Yes.
The United States will come to us and say, you cannot buy oil from so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. Russia, Iran, whoever they want. They will decide. Our Prime Minister will not decide. Please understand, and they will monitor. They will keep a watch, meaning they will look. And if India buys oil from anyone they do not want, they will punish us. And they will take our tariffs right back to 50%. For the first time in Indian history, our farmers are facing a storm. Makka, soybean, lal jawar, kapas. You have opened the door. You have opened the door to mechanized American farms, thousands and thousands of acres each farm. You have opened the door to crush our poor farmers. It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. No Prime Minister has ever done this before. And let me tell you, no Prime Minister after you is ever going to do it. So we are facing a storm. You accept that we are facing a storm. You yourself say the era of one superpower is over, intensifying geopolitical conflicts. You yourself say energy and finance weaponization, and you have allowed the Americans to weaponize our finance and our energy against us. What does it mean when America says you cannot buy oil from somebody? It means our energy is weaponized. What does it mean when they say your tariffs will go down, our tariffs will go down and yours will come up? It means finance trade is weaponized. So you are telling us that the world is a place where geopolitical conflict is intensifying. You're telling us energy and finance being weaponized, and then you're having it done to you. You're having it done to our farmers. You're having it done to our youngsters. You're handing our data over. How can you even make these statements? How can you even come to this house and talk this type of nonsense?
Yes, sir.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not ashamed of giving?
No.
I am saying that you have sold India. Are you not ashamed of selling India?
Yes.
Do you have no shame of selling India? You have sold our mother, Bharat Mata. Do you have no shame? But sir, The interesting thing is, I know that the Prime Minister would not sell India under normal circumstances. He will not do it. You know why he sold India? Because they are choking him.
Mr. Rahul, address to the chair, please.
He has sold India because they are choking him. They've got a grip on his neck. Speaker साहब, मैंने बोला जब चोक लगाते हैं दूसरे व्यक्ति की आंख में देखते हो तो डर दिखता है सर, पीएम की आंख में डर दिखता है, दिख रहा है सर आंख में आंख नहीं मिला पाते हैं. स्पीकर सर दो चीजें हैं सर. एक सर एप्स्टीन केस सर, 3 million files are still locked up. Speaker sir, at the center of our budget, if you look carefully, at the center of our budget, like I said, jujitsu में grip दिखती है, राजनीति में grip choke नहीं दिखता. At the center of our defense budget is a choke applied by Mr. Adani. So I'd like to talk about Mr. Adani and the case in the United States against Mr. Andamani, because that is a central part of the budget. Sir, Mr. Adani is not an ordinary businessman. Mr. Adani's company is not an ordinary company. Please understand that the case in the United States is targeted at the Prime Minister of India, not at Mr. Adani. The point is that I do not believe that any Indian Prime Minister, including Mr. Modi, would sign such a deal unless there was a chokehold on him. So, I do not, sir, this budget that you have.
You and your member have not made any question. I believe that day when Piyush Goyal had made a statement on the floor of the House.
सर मुझे अब कंक्लूड तो करने दीजिए सर.
चलिए,
नहीं तो यहाँ 2-3 और घंटे लग जाएंगे सर.
ओके, थैंक यू.
आप चाहते हैं तो मैं लगा देते हैं सर.
नहीं, kindly conclude.
So, we have buckled on tariffs. We have handed out our data, given up control over digital trade rules, no data localization, free data flow to USA, limit on digital tax, no source code disclosure, and 20-year tax holiday. The most valuable asset that India has and will ever have has been handed over. Our farmers have been left to the mercy of mechanized, massive American farms. Our textiles have been wiped out. Bangladesh now is going to wipe out our textile industry. Our energy security has been handed over. We can't buy oil from who we want to buy oil from. Now, I don't believe any Indian Prime Minister would do this. Logic ही नहीं है सर. Logic नहीं है सर. ये जो हुआ है सर, ये पूरा सरेंडर है. सर आपने ज्यादा बोलने दिया मुझे आज. सर आपने मुझे थोड़ा ज्यादा जाने दिया आज.
बात आ गई.
तो this is a wholesale surrender, and it is a tragedy because it is a surrender not just of the Prime Minister. He has surrendered the future of 1.5 billion Indians. And he has surrendered the future because he wants to protect the BJP's financial architecture, on which there is a case in the United States. He has surrendered. Sir, I'm concluding. Speaker, sir, I'm concluding now. I only started to say that because the minister said that I should authenticate. Now I have the papers to authenticate. I have it here. 1 second, please. I have the paper. Now I said to you, 1 second, I have the documents here. I said to you that I will authenticate and I will also I will authenticate right now and I will put it there on the table. But you're not allowing me to do it. Anyway, I understand that. I understand it. I understand you don't want me to authenticate here. You want me to authenticate there. That's not a problem. What I want to conclude with, sir, is we are heading into turbulent times and the nation has been sold. The nation has been sold out. Its data has been sold. Its farmers have been sold.
Already you have said. I think so.
Can I conclude?
Conclude. Kindly.
Sir, its farmers have been sold. In a turbulent world, all its software engineers have been sold out. Its small and medium businesses have been sold out. And most importantly, our forces and our energy security has been sold out. Thank you, Speaker.